First played in 1984, the St Rule Trophy always attracts a strong international field of the very best golfers in the amateur game. Many past winners have gone on to shine at the very top of the professional ranks. So how does reigning champion Clara Young from North Berwick feel to also have her name on the St Rule Trophy?
Yeah, it's quite an honour to win the same tournament as a lot of these great golfers like Annika Sorenstam, Katrina Matthew, Melissa Reid, it was pretty cool to be alongside them.
So what was the secret to Clara's success last year?
Honestly, I thought I was quite far off the pace, but I just plotted my way around the old on the Sunday and holed a few putts. Worked out well for me.
Unfortunately for Clara, her game was out of sorts this year. That smile masking a wayward drive on the first, and it was the shape of things to come. There would be a new name on the trophy for 2018. One of the hot favourites had to be Hannah Mccook, having won already this year in Wales and Ireland. Would she be looking to add a third victory in 2018?
I'll take what I can get this week. I went into Ireland after Wales just having fun and knowing that I can win something and it happens. So you just don't know what can happen if you're playing well. I've played well the last few years here, so we'll see what happens this week.
The good form would continue for Hannah, this one of 13 birdies on her opening 36 holes on day one. She would take a one-shot lead into the final round on the old course. A strong international field contending as always. Fiona Liddle may sound like a Scottish name, but she's travelled here all the way from Germany.
So I live in Germany, I always lived there, but my dad is Scottish, so I'm half-half. And I used to play for the Scottish team, but happy to be playing a couple of tournaments here back in Scotland.
Fiona may have played in Scotland quite a bit through her young career, but how many times has she played a tournament in conditions like this?
Maybe once, yesterday. No, it's beautiful. This is not really Scottish weather. It's probably the perfect day to play the new course here in St Andrews with blue sky, no wind. So I think it's an awesome tournament and I'm glad that it's here in St Andrews.
4 under par after 36 holes on day one. Fiona Liddle was only 4 shots off the lead going into the final round on the old course and in with a chance. Another golfer making the trip from Europe, Romy Meekers from the Netherlands.
Yeah, looking forward to play here, and it's my first time here in St Andrews, so it's great to come here and I can say that I was here and see the home of golf, yeah.
A nice start for Romy, 4 under par for her morning round, but she would be 4 over in the afternoon, starting day 2 at level par. Not all golfers had to travel too far to take part this week. Chloe Godby plays out of the St Regulus Club here in St Andrews. A top 5 finish last year for Chloe. She would love to add her name to that illustrious list of winners on the trophy.
There's some great names on that trophy, and obviously this is a special tournament for me being at home. It's still very special going off on the old course on the Sunday, and I was happy with my result last year, so I hope to build on that this year.
Chloe's game was in good shape, but a disastrous 9 at the second hole on her second round put her back down the leaderboard, but she finished at 3 under, a lot to do over the old course on day 2. So who was going well over the new course for the opening 2 rounds on day 1? Well, here we see Kaylee McGinty at the par 5 12th on her way to a 3 under opening round with a magnificent eagle putt. The afternoon wasn't so good for Kaylee, but a nice moment to take away and not too far off going into day 2. Shannon Burke from Ballinrobe in Ireland, here on the par 3 13th going for birdie. Well, she had a 5 under par opening round, but a level par round in the afternoon, finishing the day at -5, 3 off the lead. Back on the tee was Ailey Briggs from Kilmacombe. Ailey's won many amateur tournaments down the years and represented Great Britain and Ireland in the Curtis Cup. She also had a strong opening round of 5 under, but she too could only follow that up with a level par 75 in the afternoon, finishing the day 3 off the lead. One better was Liana Bailey from Kirby Muxloe Golf Club in Leicester. This her approach to the par 5 16th. She would convert that to eagle the hole for the second time in the day, finishing at 6 under par. That was a total matched by Emily Brennan from Trentham, a birdie here on the third after holing out from about 10 feet. Emily going well with the putter became a very familiar sight over the weekend. No doubt about the round of the day though, Hazel McGarvey from Troon shooting an 8 under 67 for her morning round on the new course. Struggling a little bit in the afternoon, that putt was to save par on the par 5 10th. She was 1 over for her afternoon 18, finishing the day 1 off the lead at 7 under. So things were a little bit more overcast for day 2's play on the old course. Still plenty for the golfers to contend with, like the crowds walking across Granny Clark's Wynd on the 1st and 18th. Could Hannah Mccook defend her one-shot lead and pick up her third victory of an amazing season? Well, after the opening tee shot, it was her playing partners looking to make a move straight away. Hazel McGarvey with an impressive approach over the Swilkin burn onto the first green. Alongside her, Emily Brennan, 2 shots back. And that ball, well, these two having a nearest to pin competition. But we can move up to the second, and Liana Bailey looking to carry on where she left off yesterday. Well, we saw her eagle the 16th twice on the new course, and this putt would be converted on the second at the old course for another eagle. Liana Bailey now tied at 8 under in the lead with Hannah Mccook, and only 1 shot back now for Emily Brennan as she holed out nicely to birdie the first. Up onto the fourth, and it was Ailey Briggs' turn to go for eagle. 2 shots nicely onto the middle of the green, but the putt would just stay out. A birdie for Ailey. Back onto 2, Hannah Mccook. Well, knowing that Hazel McGarvey and Emily Brennan were just 1 shot back, a couple of very makeable eagle putts there, but all 3 golfers in this group would have to settle for birdies. And speaking of birdies, up to the fourth, and Emily Brennan with another birdie putt and another birdie putt hold. In fact, she would birdie the first 5 holes of the old course to move to 11 under par, 1 ahead of her playing partner Hannah Mccook. Some tremendous golf from the players on the course. And speaking of which, up ahead, the second last group out, Liana Bailey. Liana had played the first 7 holes in 6 under par. This, her tee shot at the par 3 8th. That birdie putt would drop, and Liana was 7 under par for her opening 8 holes, and after almost driving the par 4 9th, had this putt to go out in 29 shots. Well, the adrenaline obviously pumping a little bit for Liana. That putt racing past, and for once she would fail to convert for birdie, but still a front 9 of 31 and now 13 under for the tournament. Hannah Mccook would also birdie the par 3 8th, reaching the turn at 10 under par for the tournament alongside Hazel McGarvey. With Emily Brennan 1 shot back, Liana Bailey was now the golfer to catch. Shannon Burke didn't have the final day she was looking for, and that little look of resignation tells you all you need to know. A nice birdie here on 10 though, from the girl from Ballinrobe. After starting the day just 4 shots off the lead, Fiona Liddell was finding birdies hard to come by on the old course. This though an eagle putt nestling up to the side of the hole, and one of her 2 birdies of the day would come here at the 13th. But she finished in a tie for 10th at 5 under par. Back to 10, where Hazel McGarvey had driven the green on the par 4, the best part of 300 yards. The eagle putt just staying out to the left, but that would be a nice birdie to keep Hazel well in contention. Up ahead though, the birdies kept dropping for Liana Bailey. Another one here at 13. Could she hold her nerve down the infamous closing stretch here on the world's most famous golf course? Up to the 18th, where we could catch up with Romy Meekers finishing her round. She'd had an outstanding day on the old course. 10 birdies and 7 pars so far. But unfortunately, That missed putt meant her first bogey of the day, but still a 67 9 under par round on the old course, finishing tied 6th for the tournament. Back down onto 17, and we can catch up with Cara Gaynor from Castle Royal Golf Club down the south of England. Cara had been going very steadily throughout the whole tournament and played a beautiful second shot here on 17, setting up an eagle opportunity. She would have to settle for birdie though, but still finishing 9th for the tournament, an impressive performance. Playing alongside Cara was Connie Jaffrey from Troon. She too had an eagle opportunity here on 17 and very nearly converted it. But Connie too would have to settle for a birdie on her way to finishing the tournament at 9 under par and a tie for 6th. Up on to 18, where we catch up with Chloe Godby, who'd been using her local knowledge to steer her way around the old course. With 6 birdies and 11 pars up until this point, looking for another top 5 finish for the second year in a row. A fantastic approach, setting up a birdie opportunity. This to break 70 for a 69, and in it went. Chloe Godby finishing tied 4th for the tournament at 10 under par. One of the more spectacular finishes of the day came from Bethany Garton. Level par up until this point for her final round, but a magnificent birdie to finish off in front of the galleries and to secure a nice top 10 finish here at the St Rule Trophy. Back down on 17 and into the infamous road hole bunker with Emily Brennan. Well, she was there in 2, so she left herself that for birdie. And as you can see from the scoring, she knew she was 1 shot behind playing partner Hazel McGarvey, but once again, Emily Brennan holing out to draw level with Hazel, and both the golfers 1 shot ahead of Hannah Mccook. But what was happening in the game out in front? Well, Liana Bailey, she had dropped back to 12 under par after bogeying the 15th. This her approach on 18, setting up a birdie opportunity. Liana wouldn't be aware what the scoring was behind her, but certainly would be looking to hole this to finish at 13 under, which would force the golfers behind to hole out in 2 on the last if they wanted to tie, but the putt would stay out. Still a very tidy performance on the old course from Liana though, after that blistering front 9. But no doubt worrying what the golfers were doing behind her. Playing partner Shannon Burke, holing out nicely for her par on the last. Not her day, but who knows? Sometime in the future, some nice golf there from Shannon. And Ailey Briggs also holing out for par, finishing at 9 under par and a tie for 6th place. Another good performance from the golfer from Kilmacombe. Well, looking down from the bay windows in the St Rule Club, nobody would know whether that was the winning putt or not, least of all Liana Bailey. What she would know is that she'd finished the St Rule Trophy for 2018 with a score of 12 under par. All she could do was wait and watch as the final group came up the last. Hazel McGarvey, 11 under par with her approach. We'll be looking for a birdie to tie that score. But with her approach rolling back into the Valley of Sin, that was going to be a big ask. Up onto the green, Hannah Mccook with her birdie attempt. This to get to 11 under, but just a little bit short. Well, it wasn't to be the 3rd victory this season for Hannah, but who knows, there may be another one round the corner. Tied 4th for the golfer from Grantown and Spey. Emily Brennan had joined Hazel McGarvey in the Valley of Sin and had left herself that putt for par. No surprise to see it drop. But with both Brennan and McGarvey finishing with pars at 11 under par, the leaderboard confirmed that this year's St Rule Trophy champion was Liana Bailey from Kirby Muxloe in Leicester.
I knew I'd be there or thereabouts. I didn't know what the girls behind me were doing, but I thought if I just keep my nerve, keep my head on, I should have a shout coming down the last few holes, but I didn't know what was going on.
Perhaps helping Liana towards victory was the fact that she was just grateful to be here at all, after some interesting times travelling to the tournament alongside her sister.
On Wednesday, me and Jess, we set off for here and we broke down about an hour into our journey. We ended up not getting here on Wednesday. We got here on early Friday morning, about 1 o'clock Friday morning. Managed to get 27 holes in a practice round. But it's just been a crazy few days.
And there's no doubt just how much this victory means to Liana here at one of her favourite places to play the game.
I never get tired of coming here. It's just, there's something about it, like the history, the scenery. Yeah, the courses are really good. I can't really describe how I'm feeling at the minute. It's quite weird because, I've always been there or thereabouts in tournaments, but I've never actually walked through the door and got a win. So yeah, I'm feeling very, very happy, but very strange as well.
Congratulations to Liana Bailey, winner of the 2018 St. Rule Trophy.